welcome to The Real Deal. Now, I don't know about you, but when I was a kid, my Friday nights were spent down the video shops with Dad, choosing the latest Steven Seagal masterpiece, or Conan the Barbarian for the umpteenth time. My point is that mecca known as the video shop still exists today and provides a huge outlet for a certain style of great British films. Now, some of these you might not see Mr. Commode touching with a barge pole because they don't necessarily have cinematic box office pull. However, for you and I who love a Friday night pizza with a guilty pleasure of an East End action movie, there is something nostalgic and brilliant about these films. And believe me, there is big money to be had outside of our local multiplex. So today we're paying homage to the Cockney geezer, finding out about the hidden gem of British cinema and preparing ourselves for what looks to be the dawn of the dad movies. This is Bex's Best of British. And to kickstart our journey, we're here in humble Colchester for the premiere of director Ronnie Thompson's explorations into characters far harder than Danny Dyer. Well, almost. Get ready, because sir, yes sir, it's time for I Am Soldier.
Nobody meaning your command!
I Am Soldier is, it follows the journey of my lead Mickey, who he decides to attempt the hardest battle course in the world, and that's SAS selection. But the thing about our lead character, he's had a crisis of confidence which happened to him several years before, and he has to face up to that whilst going through this training.
Welcome to the Colchester Film Festival.
Thank you.
Fantastic to have you here. Congratulations on I Am Soldier, a fantastic film. Can you talk a little bit about the character that you play?
Yeah, I play JJ. He's a paratrooper who's trying out for the SAS. You know, he's going through the selection process, and he meets Mickey along the way, and them two sort of forge a bond.
And obviously the SAS is the elite. It's a really tough training ground, probably in the world, like you were saying earlier. These poor actors, did you put them through their paces?
Absolutely, yeah, of course. You know, it was I did like a selection beat 'em up period as well, where they come for the day and I thrashed them around the gym, and then I made them interview for a position in the army and all this. And I had a guy called Colonel Richard Kemp who's here. He was one of my military advisors. He was a serving colonel. He was in Cobra, he's an MBE.
Yeah.
Very, very, great soldier, great person. And we thrashed them.
You will be physically hammered. And when you believe you're at breaking point, there will be more.
We're here, we're obviously celebrating great British film.
That's right.
I think it's really important that we do that as well, because sometimes what we find is that the cinema doesn't necessarily give it the outreach that it deserves. Why do you think that is?
I think it's because you've got all these sort of everything's a franchise at the moment. You know what I mean? You just don't get much sort of British independent film sort of coming through. And getting the exposure that it needs. And there's a lot of pitfalls as well, especially for independent filmmakers and I don't know what it is.
In all honesty, it's part of our British culture. It's part of our media infrastructure. We like to point the finger. We like to build people up and we like to break them down, so I don't really know what the answer is as to why that happens loads within the British film industry, but it does.
Yes.
And a lot of people decide to end up, if they want to further their career, they go abroad and they end up in the States.
What is it about great British filmmaking that you love?
I suppose it's the kitchen sink realism of it all. I just love. For me, I'm a realist. I love honesty. I do think that sometimes British film lacks a little bit of colour. Sometimes it could be a little bit bland and just a little bit dull, and I think it could do with a little bit more vibrancy. But that's up to people like me, I suppose, and others to sort of bring that to it. But in general, I think some of the most real British films ever made have come out of Great Britain.
Switch on, son, let's go. Sir!
And that's it. I Am Soldier is out in cinemas on the 17th of March, and make sure you stick with The Real Deal for more real information and insights into the wonderful world of the UK film industry, where we applaud and encourage the very best of British. Thanks for watching.